Hello viewers, this is Vinay Kumar Jain, starting a YouTube channel for civil engineering. So let us first start with the civil engineering subject as a strength of materials. So this strength of materials can also be called as mechanics of solids. In some other textbooks, in short form, they can call as an MOS or SOM. So these are the basic things. So in strength of materials, let us go with a detailed chapter wise. The first chapter we'll be discussing is chapter number 1 as simple stresses and strains. So let us directly move on to the simple stresses and strains. So first definition is stress. So what exactly the stress called? Stress is nothing but the resistance offered for a unit area, or it can be called as a force acting per unit area also you can call. So generally the stress can be denoted by the letter sigma, and sigma can be written as force or load acting per unit area. So in some textbooks they can give as P as a force also, P as a load also. Force or load acting per unit area, it is called as generally stress. So now let us come to what is exactly as a force. So if you look at it to the force, generally the force units, if you look at it, is generally taken as 1 Newton. So what exactly is a force? It is nothing but the mass into acceleration due to gravity. So what are the units for mass? Kg. What are the units for accelerations? Meter per second square. What is acceleration? Rate of change of velocity. So velocity by time is nothing but your acceleration. So units for velocity is meter per second and time units are seconds. So that is nothing but meter per second square. So if you look at the force unit, that is F equal to 1 kg meter per second square. This 1 kg meter per second square is called as 1. So generally stress is what? The force or load acting per unit area. Now for force or load, generally we will take units as a Newton. And for area, what is the units for area? It depends. So area you can take as a centimeter square or meter square or kilometer square based on the given dimensions. So this is called as a stress. First is a stress. If you go on in detail the kinds of stresses, first stress you'll have as a tensile stress. Second one you have as a compressive. And third you have as a shear stress. So let us move to as a tensile stress. What exactly tensile means? So tensile is nothing but an elongation. Here pulling. Suppose this is an object. So if you are applying a force in this direction, then it is making the object compressible form. So it is moving in this form. So this is not the tensile stress. Tensile stress will have the direction of an applied force in an opposite direction. So this is your tensile force. So suppose if you have taken any object of certain area, suppose this is a rectangular object or metal piece you can take of a certain area A, and if you apply the force, so if you apply along its center or at edges also, if you apply the force of the pull applied, here you can take as the force should be in a pulling manner. So this kind of force is called as a tensile force. So and you can call as a tensile stress. So what if you come back, if you combine in a stress form in a tensile stress, the tensile force or tensile load acting per unit area gives you a tensile stress. Now coming to the next second one as a compression. So in tensile you are pulling the forces. In compression you need to compress. So the force applied should be in these maps. So this is the compressive stresses which is acting. Now let us move to the shear stresses. So now shear stresses, it should be two equal and opposite bodies which are acting perpendicular to it. Now shearing has to be takes place between the two bodies. Then these kind of forces are called shear forces. Suppose F is a force it is acting, then this is the shearing action of two mutually perpendicular. Those kind of forces are called shear forces. Now we have seen the types of stresses. Now let us go to strains. So generally what is strain? Strain is nothing but a change in length, change in any object or deformation which is occurring in a body, it is called as a strain. So strain. So in general the strain can be denoted by letter epsilon. So what is strain? In simple terminology, strain is nothing but it is the ratio of change in dimension to original dimension. The dimension can be in terms of length, breadth, depth, diameter, so and volume also. So these are the change in dimensions which can occur. So you can dimension either it may change in area also, you can take place area change, length change, volume change. Based on that the strain can be happening. So coming to types of strains as, so we have different types of strains also here. So let us look into first type of strain as a tensile strain. Second one is a compressive strain. Third one is a volumetric strain. And fourth one we'll get is a shear strain. So now if we look back to a strain, same whatever we have discussed, tensile stress, compressive stress, volumetric shear stress. So based on that only the tensile strain. Tensile strain is what? Change in the length. So if you are considering this is an object, if the force is applied in this direction, the body will deform. So initially this is the length when the before application of load. After application of load, what happens? The change in length can be takes place. So suppose this is your original length. So this will be your change in length. So when the application of load, this will be your another change in length. So your change in length can be calculated as this extra part whatever you are getting, this is your change in length. So total change in length you can take as this. Total length for when the application of load, force is this, and before application of load is this. So based on that, similarly you can go for as a compressive strain also, volumetric strain. Now volumetric strain is what? So you can do for compressive strain and shear strain. Based on a shear stress, compressive stress and shear stress we have discussed. Now coming to another volumetric strain. Volumetric strain is nothing but the combination of length, breadth and depth. So change in volume to its original volume. So if you are taking three-dimensional object, suppose this is length, this is breadth and this is height. Based on this, the volumetric strain can be occurred. So volumetric strain can be given as change in volume to original volume. This is the volumetric strain. So now these are the terms and terminologies, and for units, for strain, if you come back to units, strain will have no units. It is a dimensionless. Like stress, we have units as a Newton per meter square. For strain, we did not have any units. So, based on that, let us see one simple problem. Before that, two terminologies will discuss it. One is an elasticity and another one is an plasticity. So what do you mean by the term elasticity? So in a simple terminology, suppose a body, if you are taking any object, if you are taking, either it is elastable or inelastable, rigid or whatever it may. Suppose if you are taking an elasticity object, suppose if you can take as a rubber or whatever shape you can take. If you apply a load upon this, so what happens? After the application of load, it gets deformation. Suppose the original length is this. So when the application of load, it may increase also. So it has increased to some this length. So when the application of load, it is applied. If you remove this load, what happens to this object? If it's regained back to its original position, original length, original shape, then those properties are called elasticity properties. Elasticity is nothing but a property by which when the application of load, the body deforms. After the removal of load, the body regains back to its original position, then that kind of object and that type of property is called as an elasticity property. If the body, when the application of load, the body changes its position and after the removal of load, the body regains back to its original position, then that is elasticity. Suppose if you are taking an object, if you are applying a load, so after the application of load, the body deforms. This is the deformation body. So if you remove the load, the body is not getting back to its original position, then that type of property is called as a plasticity. In plasticity, the body doesn't have its own shape. Like the body will not be in original shape as we have discussed, as we are applying before and after load. Before load, the body is in this position. After application of the load also, the body will be in this position. Then that kind of property is called plasticity. So these are the terminologies which we have discussed, elastic and plasticity. Now let us